Hi, this is Mike Hannick from Family Time Fitness. We're back today with our 50 states in 50 days, and we are looking at the state of Connecticut today and looking at the physical education requirements for students in the state of Connecticut. Interesting fact about Connecticut, as far as homeschoolers go, there are just over 1,700, or estimated just over 1,700 homeschoolers in the state of Connecticut, and so that is the fewest number of Connecticut has the fewest number of homeschoolers out of any state. So I thought that was an interesting fact. So if we're looking at the education requirements, physical education requirements for people in the state of Connecticut, and again, this is just for informational purposes. As far as if you're unsure of what the laws and guidelines are, you may want to check with your state education agency to get clarification on that. But so we're going to talk about the physical education requirements for the state of Connecticut, for students in the state of Connecticut. The state does require students to take physical education in kindergarten through 8th grade. But there's no requirement on the number of minutes that are required per day or per week. High school students are required, or high schools are required to provide physical education for their students. High school students are required to take 1 hour, 1 credit of physical education during their high school career. So during 9th to 12th grade, they have to take 1 full year of physical education classes. So that's the only requirement for high school students in the state of Connecticut. Now, as far as homeschoolers go, the state, there's nothing that says that they have to provide physical education for their kids if they're homeschooling. The required subjects for homeschoolers in Connecticut are reading, writing, spelling, English grammar, geography, arithmetic, United States history, and citizenship. And so they're looking at, and in that they have to look at local, state, and federal government. So there's no requirement that they have to have physical education, but it seems that there's a high school requirement to have at least 1 hour of physical education. And so if we look at the state of Connecticut, and looking at high schoolers in particular, since that's where maybe they're required to have PE 1 credit hour to graduate, really only about just over or just under 25% of the students in the state of Connecticut, and high school students in the state of Connecticut, are getting a daily physical activity or meeting that 60 minutes of physical activity requirement. So whether that's through physical education class or movement or team sports, only about 25% are getting that. So that means about 3/4 of the students aren't getting that requirement of 60 minutes of physical activity every day. So that maybe is a point of concern if you're a parent, if you're wanting your kids to be more active, maybe looking at that. How can we get our kids more active? What are some things that we can do? And just encouraging your kids to get out and be active and move around is going to have a great benefit on their health and well-being. So that's just a real quick look at Connecticut. Families that are living in Connecticut, just encourage you to get your kids out moving and being active, get them engaged in moving their bodies and learning how their bodies move. And so if you have questions on how to do that, you can check out our website at www.familytimefitness.com. We provide physical education and fitness type of programs, teach people how to move effectively. If they follow along the lesson plans, they can build up on those motor skills and different movement patterns that then help to translate into other activities. If your kids or you're wanting to learn some different sports or activities, learning those fundamental movements does help with that. So check us out at www.familytimefitness.com, or check back on our Facebook page. Send us a message on Facebook and we'll respond to you. So if you know people in Connecticut, you can like and share this information with them. We would appreciate that, and we'll be back tomorrow with our next state in our 50 days in 50 states.